Amy Dickinson gives advice to millions of Americans every day in her nationally syndicated column, Ask Amy. But now she's written a lovely book about all the women who gave her advice on her way up. It is called The Mighty Queens of Freeville, and it's a story of how Amy adapted to single parenthood, the strong women of her small town family, from her small town and family who helped you along the way. It's wonderful to meet you.
Same here.
Wonderful to meet you.
Same
It
here.
is such a sweet and tender book, and you said you're not a doctor, and
Right.
you said, like, why am I giving advice? That's how you look at it. So how
Right.
did you come to write this book?
Well, a lot of people ask me, you know, Amy, who made you God? Why do you know what to say, and how do you know what to say? And this is the answer. I didn't get here alone. You know, I got here the hard way, right?
Yeah.
And when my own life fell apart, I moved back home the way people do, cried my eyes out, and the women in my world just picked me up and got me to push up my sleeves and get going.
When you said when your life fell apart, you wrote something about you said a divorce chromosome or something in your family?
Yeah, what's up with that? I
Yeah.
know. My mother has 3 sisters, and I have 2 sisters, and you know, there's a lot of divorce in our family. I don't know why we keep running off the men in our lives, but
No.
but you know, I got to watch my mother and 2 of my aunts as single mothers back in the day when it was so much harder than it is now. They went to work, they raised their kids, and they just prevailed and kept moving.
And these women, the mighty queens of Freeville, these are the women that you are talking about in your family who you could go back home and they nurtured you and just got you back on the right track?
They did. Well, they got me to stop crying, and then they helped me sort of figure out what I was going to do with my life. And I had a baby, and I just received a ton of support and assistance and a little advice. You know, and they propped me up, and we're all lucky if we have that, right?
Yes, we are. You're right about that, Amy. And your baby's not such a baby anymore.
No.
Emily is 19 years old, and you said that she kind of helped raise you too. What did you mean by that?
Well, we raised each other. You know, when a mother and a daughter are alone, I think we did do the whole Gilmore Girls thing a little bit, where I think she was exceptionally mature and balanced. And she helped to sort of balance me. You know, when I was going out on yet another, you know, blind date, she would say, like, Mom, simmer down. You can handle it. You know, you need that.
And the book does have a happy ending. You found love yet again.
I got my happy ending. Yes, last summer I got married.
And somebody Bruno is his name, someone that people said, you got to get out of your living room. You're never going to meet anybody in your own living room in Freeville. And what happened?
I met my husband in my living room
There
in
you
Freeville.
go.
I've known him my whole life. And you know, it's great to have a happy ending, but it really helps if you have a happy before.
It does. You have to have a happy before. And you often say that you make mistakes, so we don't have to. You take care of all the mistakes for all of us. What kind of advice are you, in these really difficult times, is there one theme that you're hearing over and over again from people?
You know, Robin, the last month or so, I would say a huge majority of the letters coming into my column are a reflection of what's going on in the country right now. And you know, the economy is creating a ton of tension in families. And I hear from wives whose husbands are out of work. I hear from kids who are worried about their parents. I mean, can you imagine a kid who wants to fix it? And it's creating a lot of, you know, unusual issues for people. People are moving in with their grandparents. People are losing their homes. They're relocating. It's a really challenging time.
Well, let me finally ask Amy, what is your advice for us this morning, Amy?
Love, support, and nurture one another, and find the queens in your life, the people in your world who can help you.
You are a delight. I'm glad you have your happy ending and you had your happy before. And thank you for sharing, as always, with us.
Thank
We
you,
really
Robin.
appreciate that.